Well, we have sad news. You've probably heard it. Officials in Bahamas are tonight trying to find answers to a freak plane crash. 9 people were reportedly on board the private Learjet, including prominent pastor and motivational speaker Dr. Myles Munroe, as well as his wife, Ruth. Authorities say everyone on the plane died on Sunday. Arise News correspondent Shahan Ramkisson reports.
The plane departed from the Lyndon Pinglin International Airport in Nassau and crashed as it was landing at the Grand Bahama International Airport. Officials say the aircraft struck a crane on its approach to the airstrip and burst into flames before hitting the ground.
Success is the potential destiny of all created things.
Pastor Myles Munroe and his wife Ruth, together with other passengers, were on their way to the Global Leadership Forum. The event will continue according to a statement posted on his Facebook page. 60-year-old Munroe will be remembered as a man who went out of his way to encourage millions of people around the globe.
Success is therefore purpose fulfilled.
Shahan Ramkissoon, Arise News.
Coach Felicia was a family friend and a fellow motivational speaker. She's also the author of the book Thrive, 7 Strategies for Extraordinary Living, and she's joining us here in our New York studios. And Pastor Kevin Harris is with Bahama Faith Ministry. He coordinated Pastor Munroe's speaking events, and he joins us on the phone from the Bahamas. Thank you both for being here, and our prayers and condolences go to you and to the entire Munroe family. Pastor Harris, I want to start with you. First of all, I can't imagine how unspeakably heartbroken and shocked everyone must be about this unexpected tragedy. How are the members of the church and the family doing today?
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. The Bahamas Faith Ministry membership, as you would expect, very distraught upon learning the news on yesterday afternoon. Many of the members made their way to the church at the Diplomat Center here in Nassau, Bahamas, and just really thousands of people showing up to extend sympathies and also to really have a time of fellowship and to truly express their grief. And so members have been taking it very hard, and equally the country right now, the entire nation of the Bahamas is really in a period of mourning right now because of the tremendous leadership and impact Dr. Munroe has had as a native son, and certainly the government, the members of the opposition, as well as members of the cabinet are all expressing condolences throughout the day. And of course, there is a tremendous somber mood right now.
Pastor Harris, have you learned any more about what happened, how this happened? His pilot was his personal pilot for many, many years, very experienced. Do you know any more about how this happened?
Well, we don't have all of the official details. We're waiting on the civil aviation to provide more information officially to us. What we know is what most people know at this time, that the aircraft from the Barbados en route to Grand Bahama. They did meet with inclement weather, and as far as we are aware, the aircraft did strike or struck a crane, and of course that led to the tragedy we're now speaking about today. As to the details in between that time, we're waiting to get official information from the Civil Aviation Department.
Pastor Harris, stay on the phone. I want to bring into the conversation Coach Felicia, who's here in our New York studio. Myles Munroe was family to you in many ways, a mentor. Can you help our viewers, the people who know him, but there are some people out there that had not heard of Dr. Munroe until this tragedy.
Right.
Can you sort of help viewers who don't know him understand this great man?
In a way, to me, he was beyond words. To say he was a good man would be simple. But the thing that I found so amazing about him was that he was, when you were with him, it's like being with a normal person who just did extraordinary things, and he made you believe in yourself. When I first met him, I was in the middle of a deep depression, and he was a visionary, a leader, and he saw in me things that I couldn't even see and I couldn't even believe. But he made me believe in myself in a way that has brought me from where I was to where I am today. And everyone needs a Pastor Myles Munroe in their life. everyone.
Indeed, and he not only had a large impact on the faith community in the church world, but he was a prolific speaker in the corporate world, dynamic speaker on leadership. I heard him speak many times.
Incredible.
Started off talking about purpose. I'll never forget one of his quotes, and that is, "Misunderstanding is understanding for those who misunderstood." And that sort of revolutionized for me, how to communicate with people who didn't see things the way, you know, I saw them.
Right.
Can you share what was it about him and how he touched you personally? Give me an example, a specific anecdote.
An example is when my father passed away, he wrote me a letter. An example is when I had my first article on Essence.com, he sent me an email. You know, sometimes we think we're too busy to just reach out to people, but here is a man that is touching the world, that is touching millions. And in an incredible moment in my life, a moment that mattered a lot to me, he stopped what he was doing to say, hey, I'm here for you and I see you. And we all need that in our lives. I mean, I can't believe that I'm sitting here today talking about this. But as we talk about his death, we have to remember that his purpose was teaching us how to live. And if we want to honor his legacy, we have to get up and live.
You have to live those messages that
That's
he
right.
taught so wonderfully. Pastor Harris, as I understand it, the Facebook page for the ministry said that the conference that he was hosting and was on his way to will go on. And I can't even imagine how that's possible. But why is that important for this leadership conference to go on?
Well, fundamentally, it is truly what Pastor Myles would have wanted.
Right.
He understood that it was more about the Lord Jesus Christ himself. The International Third World Association, who was really hosting the conference in conjunction with Myles Munroe International, really had its own board of governors that took a sober time, a moment, and considered everything involved. There were a number of people already on the island, including Ambassador Andrew Young and the Member of Parliament and Cabinet Minister of Jamaica. And it was felt that it was important to honor Dr. Munroe's memory, Dr. Richard Pinder, Pastor Ruth, and the others, by simply going forward. And I believe, based upon the opening ceremony today, it was certainly the right decision. It had a great tone and a great pace to the service, and it seemed as if it was truly what Pastor Myles would have been proud of.
Indeed. It is such a great loss to the body of faith, loss to the corporate community, but he believed in the God that created him, and we believe that he's all right. Our condolences again, Pastor Keith Harris Kevin Harris, thank you so much for joining us, and to Coach Felicia for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. That's going to do it for us today. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow for Rise America. Bye-bye.